Hello guys, welcome back to technology section of Vinci Study. In part 1 to 3 we have learned basic HTML, basic CSS and HTML table structure. So visit previous sessions if you have missed it. So let's focus on the CSS one. So here I am creating a new folder CSS, and inside this CSS folder I am creating the HTML file and the CSS file. Let's rename it to CSS or whatever you want, the CSS example, and rename it to HTML. So make it open with the browser and create a new text file. Write just first CSS and rename its extension to CSS. You can see the logo of CSS. So I also have downloaded one of the image. Let me to show some example and put it into the CSS folder. So let's refresh it and let's open it first or write something. So till so far basic skeleton is ready. So guys, CSS is a cascading style sheet. These are of three types: inline, internal and external. So CSS is basically used to coloring or changing the design of your web pages. So in the previous sessions I have explained some style attribute to be added in the various HTML elements. So if you write the style element inside the various HTML body, div, p, anchor, span, etc., so then that CSS will be known as the inline CSS. So we have written an inline CSS for that. So what is the internal CSS? I have also explained you by using the style tag just under the title section. So that is called the internal CSS. In previous session I have demonstrated it. So either you can use the style external one or the internal one, inline one. But inline is basically is not a good practice. Instead you should use the external one for the large projects, and if you are working in the software company or if you are planning to get a job or doing something in the software company, then it will be a good practice to write the external CSS. So same header class, start with the dot in the internal CSS. So for the base external CSS, there will be a external file that I have created. We will link it. So we'll write the code for that. So this is the first css.css file I have created. I will write all the CSS inside that. So before that, let's see how the page looks like with our background color with the inline styling. So light pink is the background color set on the body styling. So let's add the CSS file for writing the external CSS. So before that, to distinguish between the internal and the external, let's have a class to be written on the replaced in the body inline style with back color. So let's do that. The same will be done in the external CSS, sorry. So same, this back color class will be written in the external CSS file. So we'll see the comparison how the file has been linked properly. So now this class, this internal CSS having the back color class, which is consumed by body tag, and it is displaying correctly as a light pink in the background. So now I am going to link the external CSS file. So syntax is that you should write the link href, and then first css.css, then rel. What is the relation? It's a style sheet, so we have to write like this. So all these CSS should not be using anymore, but we should first try to write the back color in the CSS. So just open it and edit it in Notepad and write it, the background color is equal to light pink. So we have removed light pink from the inline CSS, but we have moved the back color class to the external CSS. Now refresh it. Okay, you won't be able to get it that it's loaded perfectly or not. So let's change the color first in order to see that it is picking from the external CSS. So let's make it red and refresh the page. Save it and refresh the page. Yeah, we have this body class is equal to back color, and there is no back color class in, only the header one is present in the HTML file, but in CSS file we have make the back color red, and there it go. Right, this way we can link the external CSS and we can write many more CSS, whatever our requirement. You get your personal requirement, your requirement from any client or any business user, right? You can create the web page accordingly. So for the background terms, we have the many background CSS: background color, background image, background repeat, background direction, background position. So let's try with background image. So you have to write like this, background image, and we have to copy the path of the file name only, and put it into the URL simply as in the brackets with the commas. So you can give the comment and you can hide it, the first red color CSS. The comment should be start with the less than and then asterisk. So you can refresh it. Now you can see the image gets loaded in the background. So now why? Because image pixels are width and heights are very less, so by default it's repeating it. So we should write another CSS, background repeat. We are instructing the HTML browser, HTML page to not to repeat the image. So we should write this syntax like that: background repeat is equal to no repeat, column no repeat. Right. So you can also do other things for your experiment. So I have another CSS like span. These are the predefined HTML tags. If we write without dot or without hash word, then these are the HTML by default. So we can write anything, h1 h2p, then table tr td. These are the predefined HTML tags where we can put the anything inside that. So the same CSS will be applicable to that element. So we have the star and into the curly braces. So this brackets are called the curly braces. So star means all element will be covered under this CSS. So now I'm going to tell you the selectors, how many type of selectors are there. So we have the first class selectors. Start with the dot. You can put the dot and write your own class name and give it in element like class is equal to class selector. So we have the ID selector. So ID selector should start with the hash key. So ID, we should give the every element a ID name. So that ID name need to be displayed here. And we can write the CSS for that element. So I have the comma separated of multiple IDs, like for ID selector 1 and 2 will have the common CSS. Now there is another one selector, span dot class A. This means that all the span element with class A should have adhered to this CSS, whatever we will write inside that curly braces. So will applicable to class A of every span element. So let's remove the rest of the CSS and try to add some div with the ID selectors. So I'm writing the div id is equal to id selector just under the body, or you can put it inside the body also, because main idea is to put all the content inside the body. So div id is equal to id selector. I have one div, right, and this id selector is matching in the first css.css. Now if I write anything in the first css.css, then div will become as per the css that I write here. So now I write width is equal to 500 and height is equal to 200. So let's give some background color to that div for that id selector, and let's save it and refresh it. See, now the div have the width 500, height 200, and background color is equal to red. So now arranging some more content inside this HTML file. So let me to copy div id selector 1 and make it to id selector 1, sorry, id selector to id selector 1. And for doing some comparison, I'm writing something inside that this is the id selector 1 example. So I have kept first div as blank. So under that div I'm giving you some example of class selectors with all elements. So let me to add the class A for div, another div, and this is the class A example, class selector example. And let me to copy this and make 2 or 3 more divs to let me to understand you guys. Let's make the class B to second one and class C to third div, and let's keep class A to fourth div. Now save it and you will get the display like that. So let me to go to first the css file and copy the id selector 1 and combine it to the id selector. So id selector 1 and id selector, both of the two divs will contain the common css and will get displayed in the html with the 500 width and 200 height. Now span of class A that I have written, so let me to modify it with div of class A. So this will make all div with class A, and the css will be applicable to all class A div element, to all div element which are having the class A. Now I am putting the background color yellow and putting some width, correcting the width to 300 width and 100 height to the selectors also, so that it can easily visible on the HTML form. So guys, save it and refresh it. So you can see that the first selectors 1 and the class 1 div are getting the css accordingly, right? So you can do it and experiment it at your own. So if I talk about the first id selector and the second id selector, we have the common css below one. You can see in the HTML form also two div combine, but differentiation is that this is the id selector 1 example. Now we have the first class A div and the fourth one class A div are only come into the yellow form, right? First one and the fourth one, the rest two we have not handled any css inside that. So first div with class A and the fourth div with class A are getting these values. So guys, next let's come to the star selector. Star for all element, let me to specify some of the css. Let's border any pixel, like 1 pixel, solid, or you can give any color name as per your choice, say for pink, and see the border gets appear at the 1 pixel for all elements. So now let's modify it to see there are some extra properties of border, like dashed dotted. So let's do it. Let's make it little bigger, the border 3 pixel, and then so guys, you can see that I have applied the correct CSS, but why it's not working, let's troubleshoot it. So border 3 pixels, solid pink, it's a right statement. So issue might be this. Yeah, in the comment we should have the proper comment to be tagged in the slash star and star slash. Right now this will going to work. Yeah, now save it. There go. So all elements get the width, border width at 3 pixel. Now let's go with the another properties. I have the dotted border is equal to dotted. Now refresh it. See, you can see the dotted border has been applied to the all elements, and we have the dash. So let me to save it and refresh it. You will have the dashed border. So there are multiple properties, and you can try experimenting each and every properties of the CSS. So it will be difficult here, so it may make the video lengthy. So just only the important CSS that I'm going to explain you guys for your good programming experience, development experience. So now next I am covering the list, how you can display the list of the items. Say you are giving some lists. See, the following items are based on the computers, like computer, HTML, CSS and JavaScripts. So there are UL, it's an order list. LI means the list. So let's have omit this all HTML and make some. Okay, it's not a good idea. Let me to add below, it's a UL, and let me to close the unordered list UL, and let me to write something inside this L1 LI, right? Put some text LI and then copy it, make approximate 3 to 4 items, say for HTML, CSS, HTML and JavaScript. So once you have finished writing this list, so you can try saving it, and or you can put it inside the container also, and save it and just get displayed how it look like. So we'll apply the list item style, how they are getting displayed. See, if you have heard, if you have tried in the MS Word that if you write something and select the list item from the Roman 1 2 3 and some dotted or circle form, then item get displayed in the MS Word. So similar way you have to you can do it here. So see, I have applied the border first. So list item has been displayed, but let me to clear the border in from the all selector. Just comment it. If you are doing again the same mistake, then it will not work, but instead to put it in slash star and star slash. Now it looks clear. Now let us go to the CSS. So let's try with square, circle, Roman. It's not working. Let's try to see what exactly the issue is. So it seems like we have not spell it correctly. So let's copy it again to UL and type the list style type to square, right? Square has been displayed now. So now you can change it to Roman, and accordingly the Roman numbers will get displayed. right? So you can try it and do the experiment at home while developing your web page. So I explained the ULLI. So multiple, you can give the color and border etc to all your list, all your HTMLs, right? This is the color applied and many more. So you can apply the background color yellow, and the yellow background color will be applicable to the list. So let's remove it, remove both of the things and come to the original state, and we can try move further. So next I'm going to explain you the some of the good programming based on some condition or database checks some boolean values that you want to display some section to the end users or not, based on some requirement or based on some selection on the form. So there we have the properties display is equal to none or display is equal to block. So I have created a div and applied the display or not class to that div. So I have written the display is equal to none. Let me to refresh it. So this display will not be visible on the form. So in order to, so let's go for display is equal to block. So guys, let's see why it is not displaying it, because yeah, we got it. See, the typo mistakes are the common, you just make a not. So we have not closed the class tag properly. So now let's add to display block and see, the tags should be properly closed, or the quotes should also be closed inside every attribute. So display none. Now we are making the display is equal to block in CSS and just refresh it. Now this display block and none, we can set it as per the conditions comes from the database or from the respective sources. Now I'm telling you the important CSS that you are going to widely use as per the client's requirement. The font family, like the type of the styles of the font that you want to display on your web page for the end users. So font family, basically you can write only the single font Arial, or you can comma separate it with the sans serif Vardhana. So this means that if the first one is not present in browser or not understandable by browser, like it's not installed in the browser, any browser, then second will be applicable. If the second is not applicable, then the third will be applicable to the font family of that HTML element. So again we were doing the mistake, so let's close it into the less than slash star and star slash. So now let's refresh it. So this font has become to the Arial now, right? So first one gets applicable. So similar way you can apply the CSS to the other HTML tags. So let's take an example of anchor href to hash. Hash means it will not go anywhere, so you have to type proper URL name or the page name. So let's add the CSS a anchor column hour or anchor column visited. So let's make to add yeah, this way. So once you refresh it, if you can hour it, you can see the other color, right? And if you have clicked on means that you have visited the site, then it will display some other color. So where you can apply the CSS. Next, let me to display the position, relative and the fixed. So fixed position will remain the position fixed as its name suggests. Relative means that it can be a changeable. Most of the forms you have seen that the menu options are actually fixed once you scroll down to the page. So menu header remains fixed, so that position comes into the place, into the picture for that, for displaying the fixed CSS fixed control. So there are many, if some fonts are available onto the internet, you can just refer that particular file and apply it inside your page. So accordingly the icons or the different kind of fonts get displayed. So next I'm going to explain the overflow. Overflow means say for you have the two divs, and upper div has the 50 pixel width or 100 pixel, but the inner one is having the 200 pixel, then the upper one will overflow with the scroll bar. So we'll show you. Let's create a div. So to display the overflow, the inner div must have the bigger length and width. That's so that the overflow will be applicable to the upper one. So I have made the 50 to the upper and the 100 to the inner one. So refresh it. So this div get displayed. Let me to increase the width to 200 to the inner one, and the upper one should have the 100 one. Or yeah, let me to increase the paragraph first. Let me to make it double. Refresh it. Yeah, still okay, makeable. So let's write the overflow attribute. So let's make overflow to auto. Put the column between them, that overflow and auto. So refresh the page. Now you can see there are the scroll bar. So let me to increase the width first to make it more visible. Let's make it 150 pixel to the upper one. See, now you can see the overflowing. So if there is an overflow of the text, then the particular that scroll bar will get displayed. So next we have the JS basics for you. Stay tuned for the part 5, and do not forget to share and like and tell to your friends about the Twinsy Study Software Development courses. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much.